Hi, beautiful people. Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Without a crystal ball seems to think that she is above all, be all, and that she seems to do everything better than anyone else. She seems to have a problem with Into the Weeds reading Gypsy Rose's prison emails. Check this out. I do apologize for the sound for her TikTok lives. Recently, or should I say since she's been back, the sound on her TikTok lives suck.
Listening to the emails is getting kind of tedious because it's like, at this point, I'd like to just see them and read them myself. I mean, I understand their desire to monetize and, get money for the work that they put into getting them. Totally get that. So I'm not discounting that. Make your money. Make your coin, girls. Make your coin. Just looking forward to seeing them when they're posted. They were reading Gypsy's emails between her and Brian. Some of those emails are pretty wild, though. Although not all that surprising. A lot of it I already knew. And I actually reached out to the people at Into the Weeds, and I told them I know who some of the identities are. A couple days ago, they were reading emails between Gypsy and a girl, and she was trying to hook her up with her friend, and the girl she was talking to was obviously Zora. There's other emails where they're talking about the book, and part of those are Melissa, but then when she's sending feedback about the spelling and the commas, that's all probably her getting information directly from Vicki Lewis. So that's just been, Vicki was all over that book.
Tedious and not discounting them wanting to make money? In my opinion, it's never about the money for Into the Weeds. That's not the message I get from them. It's all about awareness. And you know what? That's exactly what Without a Crystal Ball is about. All about the money. I'm not speaking on behalf of Into the Weeds, but my guess is if they did not respond to Without a Crystal Ball, it is with good reason. And as for Without a Crystal Ball and a passive aggressiveness, I made it sound like Into the Weeds podcast is not releasing these documents because they want to make money first. I have a problem with that. If she had listened to their videos in its entirety and supported these women for the good work that they do, she would have probably known this information, what I'm about to show you. Or she probably just stole somebody else's content, uploaded it, and didn't actually listen to Into the Weeds podcast. But as I said, probably.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. So this is page 1 of the documents. Okay, I have gone back and forth on what I think about Gypsy after reading this. And we do want to thank Mandy from the Dee Dee Blanchard murder website, which she took down because she doesn't want to be involved anymore. And wow. I respect her for that. She wanted to get these FOIAs, and she got them. But what I will tell you is that she doesn't have all of the messages. We only got from 2019 to her release.
Okay.
So, and they're all jumbled up. I don't know if you've already.
We have some from 2018, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there are some from 2018, but they're all just jumbled up, and so we're just kind of try and figure this out all together. And
I get the feeling that Greene County intentionally kind of jumbled and made them a scan document where it's hard to search it.
Yeah, and Mandy had to go through a lot to get these. She actually went to the Attorney General, and Dan.
Oh no, we lost her again. I hope I may have to share the documents for her because we have the same ones. But hey, everyone in the chat, thank you for being patient with us.
No,
but, crafted evidence, Amber didn't request them. Mandy did. Mandy from the Murder of Dee Dee Blanchard website.
Yes, she did. And she did not, yeah, so she went through a lot to get these. We're not even going to share them on the screen because I think that's
part of the problem.
Yeah.
Why we're tuning out. So, sorry, everyone.
Yeah, and she, like I said, she went through Andrew Bailey, and I believe Dan Patterson also helped her get these. It took a lot. It was actually almost an act of Congress, I think. So
she put in a lot of hard work, and so we just thank her for it. And we just want to make sure that credit goes to the person who did all the hard work on this one.
And I'm not releasing them yet because
we're going to go through a few of them before we release them.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of stuff, and they're entrusted to us by somebody else. They're not something that my mother paid for. There were some specific parameters that she wanted to be respected before we let them out to the public. So we're just going to respect that and whatever. And then eventually, I think she said that she would be fine with some of the stuff being out. Okay.
No, all of it will come out.
All of it will come out, but she wanted us to go over it for whatever reason. We appreciate her trusting us. But, yeah. So it's just us and Millennial right now, and eventually we'll be out. I know that you're just having to take our word right now because you can't see it on the screen. But in due time, So take it with a grain of salt, I guess, if you're going to be skeptical. But
it'll be out there.
Deal. It's the real deal. So
Mandy said that she did contact, I believe, DOC and the Attorney General again and let them know that she did not get all of the messages. So we'll be getting more.
All this time I've been watching Into the Weeds, it has never been about money, clicks, or views. It has always been about awareness. Unlike Without a Crystal Ball, All the work that they have put into the Gypsy Rose story has solely been about awareness. Again, this is what I have taken away from their channel. They have gone above and beyond. They have put in the work, from requesting FOIAs to doing things that needed to be done and just handing it over to other content creators. That is putting in the work. They have shared their work and never, not once, come up against anyone for using their content. Unlike Without a Crystal Ball. Without a Crystal Ball is back to reporting and calling out Gypsy Rose. And in my humble opinion, too little, too late. And for her to have the nerve to probably feel offended that Into the Weeds didn't get back to her, good for them. And why would she even mention something like that? For her to once again claim that she knew all this new information that has now been released. If she did know all this information back then, why only speak on it now? When Without a Crystal Ball for the second time was kicked out of Gypsy and Christy's crew, she had the opportunity to speak up then, but she didn't. She could have, but she didn't. But till this day, she continues to divulge personal information, meaning correspondence between Gypsy and Christy and whomever else. That is not what a friend or even a journalist does. And if you may not know, Without a Crystal Ball is back on the bandwagon of calling herself a journalist. I've never known a journalist to do shit like this. But anyways, and remember, for 5 years, Without a Crystal Ball claimed Christy as a friend. If I'm not mistaken, she even claimed her as a sister that she never ever had. But anyway, the first time Gypsy and Christy cut Without a Crystal Ball off, she released all this information, and you guys can pause and read. And as soon as she was forgiven and put on probation, she archived these posts, and she even explains why she archived these posts. Again, you guys can pause and read. She went right back to being complicit to the shit that she released and divulged about the wrong that Gypsy, Christy, and whoever else was doing. Now, after being kicked out for the second time, she is calling them out for doing the same shit again that she was complicit to. For her to come after Into the Weeds for being and doing things the honest way and respecting the wishes of the person that put in the work for getting all this information, she can fuck all the way off. They have been nothing but gracious, stuck to the task, and have remained focused on the cause. And before I go, I need to apologize to 1980 Millennial because in a previous video, I did link Into the Weeds channel in the description box for people to go and listen. But I also did find out that 1980 Millennial is doing the same thing on her channel. And 1980 Millennial, I humbly apologize. I am so sorry for missing that. But you guys, her channel will be linked in the description together with Into the Weeds podcast if you want to hear all these emails, not all, but they read the juicy ones from all this new information that were released. Again, 1980 Millennial and Into the Weeds podcast channels will be listed in the description box. Please go and check them out. Give them some love. I watch these videos over and over and over again just to give them the views because, again, they do fantastic work. They're all about the awareness and not about the attention or the clicks or the views. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful and safe rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another and don't forget, make good memories. Bye, guys.